You know, the first part of this is trying to get Scott to figure out where to put the microphone because he has lots of ideas of where he'd like to put it. Because there's and it usually
How'd you
involves,
get in my mind?
I know, no. I've looked at many times. You've looked at me like
You don't know me,
I
man.
want to stick that microphone right at you when you're talking.
It's like we talked, man. It's like throwing you a snake. What do you do with it?
Oh.
I still like.
Look
I'm
at
always
the
worried,
confusion on his face.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
going-
it's real. I don't want to bump it. Sorry, Jay.
This is what it's like, and this is why we became the mic in the mountain. I'm trying to teach him the ways of the microphone. He's trying to teach me the ways of the mountain. Between it all, it's going to be an interesting ride. It is the mic in the mountain. I'm Brian Gary with Scott Cisco. Okay, you got everything figured out there?
I was thinking, is James trying to hide the
Yeah, it's
like
the
screen-
it's the
hanging-
screen again. He
hiding
loves
it
it when
from
we test
microphone?
it. Yeah, can you test the P popping again?
What do you want?
Pop, 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 pop.
Okay.
Peter Percival wrote his pig, Porky. Try that.
Where are you going? No, I'm
It
not
was an
going
old
to try
monkey song. I'm sorry.
all
That's
right.
Hey, speaking of animals, what the hell is this, dude? I mean, seriously.
at
Now,
her.
if you're watching the video of the podcast, you know what we're talking about. But if you're just listening to this. Right now, beside us, there is a raccoon that's actually coming out of the damn wall. And this is, of all the things in your house, and you got some cool things in here, but this is the most attention-grabbing.
Yeah,
thing.
man.
Do we have a name for this guy, by the way?
Not yet. She's waiting.
She's waiting.
She's
Okay.
in waiting.
All right.
She's
Now this is a female.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, red button on that one. No, I don't want people to think though that this could happen. I mounted it this way for your viewing purposes. So many people have come down here and go, tell me that ain't what happened.
That he came bursting through the wall.
Right.
No, tell the story of this because it's like a drywall burst through and there's a really angry looking raccoon coming out of this.
Yeah,
Is there a story behind this raccoon?
Very
By the
much
way,
so.
welcome to the set. We are very, very honored to have the raccoon, the nameless raccoon with us. But
give us her name. What would be a good name for her? I mean, this
that's
someone
a
can.
great idea. In the comments section below this, please give us an idea for
name.
what to name the raccoon. I love that idea.
Right?
Yeah, help us out.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The winner gets a free something.
Yeah,
and you're gonna
It's
love
waiting
it.
for
Yeah,
you.
that's all.
It's waiting for you.
We're having it custom made right
yes,
now.
when we pick your name, we've got some stuff in the back here that I'd love to. I'm going to need know your size, right?
Help us name the raccoon. Right now, I'm going with Karen.
Karen.
She looks like Karen who got angry. She got shorted fries at McDonald's.
Yeah, explain this Karen to me. What happened in your life that there was a Karen that... What
Karen
went
is
wrong?
the everyday woman. James is the one who really informed me about Karen. Karen is basically the one who didn't get all of her order or maybe didn't get a free something and goes in to complain about it, correct?
Manager kind of mentality.
Yeah, I want to speak to the manager. That's it.
Okay,
And that's what...
right.
Tell me Karen doesn't look like she wants to speak to the manager.
Yeah, or you're in my house, not yours.
Why is that here, and what did you do to make this raccoon look this way?
Well, I didn't do it. I didn't.
This
make
looks like
her
the
look
expression
that
it had on its face when you caught it, maybe.
way. Well, and sometimes that's the way Miss Jackie wakes up in the morning. Baby, I love you. It's just,
No, it's strictly for humor. That's never. I don't ever think of my wife when I see that either. Same kind of fear. It's scary.
Yeah. No, this was a job, man. This was a job that we had an attic. A gentleman called me up, and again, there's three things, man: water, food, shelter. For anything, for everybody on this planet. And the shelter that this guy was providing for wildlife was second to none, man. Huge shop. He hadn't replaced the roof in years. There was grass growing in the gutters.
Oh, no kidding.
Huge gaping holes all over in the roof, and they were running a business from underneath this. So when I went up into the mezzanine, her and about 13 others greeted me. It was
There were a little party going on?
I bailed.
Okay.
I bailed. Yeah, because it's the time of year where there's this happened to be a mother. Like, on several levels.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It was a mother and it was a mother.
yeah. And, you know, she was one of the last ones that I had to get out of there. They were diseased. And we noticed that right away. And in order to eliminate the disease with that many of them in there, man, we got to do the unthinkable, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
It's unfortunate, but it's
And
real.
I wanted to represent her, man. I mean, this was the last one that I'd taken out of there, and she put the fear of God in me. She showed me like who I was and how much endurance I really had in a 2,000-degree attic with 13 raccoons running around. So yeah, I told her. I mean, she was a tough one, man. Me and her wrestled like you wouldn't believe. I mean, the story is just unbelievable. And I told her, I said, I respect you to the nth degree. I mean, this is not typically what any trophy hunter or respectable person would mount an animal for. The hair is not a winter pelt. It's a summer pelt. There's no hair. It's not there. But again, man, what she meant to me and what she truly represented as a mother, again, on several levels.
That's right.
It depends on what mother you're talking about. But yeah, dude, totally respect her. And I put her up there because, she's a good piece to talk about and explain to people. And she says a lot.
Well, she
says
does,
a lot.
and what she represents is the fierceness of motherhood,
Absolutely.
and how a mother protects their
Oh,
children.
let me tell you, that mother...
Mother Raccoon?
Mother Raccoon. Yeah, she was. No, so we need her name, man. We need a
help
good
us
name for
name the
her.
raccoon. So in the comment section below, please write in a name that you think would be fitting for this new addition to the Mike in the Mountain set. We would appreciate any feedback we can get at all. I'm wondering too. Now I'm tired.
Here we go, man.
Here
we go. Because you were
gonna
pissed.
No, I'm
for
still
several
pissed. No,
times.
I'm pissed
No, you're
too.
still
And I'll
pissed.
get
Now
to it.
you're
No,
tired and
I'm
pissed.
tired.
This
tired.
is starting to turn into my life and my
This is my therapy.
relationship.
This is my therapy.
This your
I need this every
so you're
week.
tired.
So this is when I need to get things
Tired and
off
you're
of my
pissed, and
chest.
here we go. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm happy.
Try to keep me.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
I'm all of those
Wait
things.
a minute,
Yeah.
man.
Just ride the wave.
That's
All right,
why
come on.
we're married.
I know. But okay, why I'm tired. We have had, I believe now, it has been 12 days in the 90s, and we have not even officially started summer. All right, we're just officially starting summer. I think right about now is when summer's going to start, when this hits. But we've already had 12 days in the 90s, and the minute temperatures hit like 88 or above, my energy level turns to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute zapped out. I mean, I just look at the forecast and already I don't want to do a damn thing.
Right.
I'm wondering, that's human. That's human,
totally.
and I know a lot of people feel that. In the animal world, do they get lazy from the heat as well? Because I'm wondering that. When things get all heated up, I know that there's probably certain varieties of animals that love the heat and love to go out in it. But for the most part, do animals retreat from this kind of heat too? Do they hate summer like we do?
Well, I think every species is different, but I mean, a perfect example of one species. I mean, me and James were up on location, and this huge blonde bear, and maybe we've got a picture that we can put up for the folks watching. This huge blonde bear laying in a little, it was a puddle. It was a big puddle, but I mean, he didn't care that we were there. He's like, dude, it's hot. I really don't care. And dude, he just dropped.
Did he really?
Just dropped in this puddle. And we've got some pictures that we'll share. But no, every species is different. We had a call this morning, man. We got a bat that it sounds like, from what the client explained to me, it's not accessing into something, because when the gal took a stick and poked it because she didn't know what it was, she couldn't figure out.
Is that recommended for things? Always take a stick and poke it?
No. God love them. That's a whole nother story with a raccoon. We gotta go into that sometime.
All right. Because the old take a stick and poke it method, I think we've all done.
Right. Well,
that's the first natural thing.
Well, why is that?
Is my wife still breathing?
You poke it. You don't get close.
Yeah.
Don't get close. I mean, that is smart. There's a good side to that. Get some distance with a stick between you.
Good 6 feet.
At least.
Yeah, that's okay.
Honey. Yeah, no, not today. But no, the bat we got is a loafing bat. We have this quite a bit.
What is it? What's a loafing bat?
Loafing
a lazy?
bat
Is that like a college
like
bat?
you and I when it hits 90. We're looking for a dark crevice.
That's,
Wait a minute.
Absolutely. I will climb into a corner.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fuzzy
Curl
tacos
up
come to mind there.
no, that was quesadilla. Yeah. Keep it where it's supposed to
right.
be, brother.
I'm
this
there.
this was my fear when we started this
no,
whole damn
don't-
project. No, this was it. It's like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to
We're
turn on
doing it.
live microphones
We're doing
around
it.
you?
We're doing it.
And okay.
Come on.
No,
man.
I always think mom's watching.
Sorry, Mom.
No, my mom was a bad influence.
Yeah, no,
too,
she was.
so-
Yeah.
All right, back to what you were saying.
Yeah, loafing bats. So they're in the heat, man. They're finding a dark little crevice under your patio and some rocks. They're getting out of the heat, man.
So they're
every
not
species is
within a
different.
colony. These are just kind of.
Just the loafing bats. The loafing bats are just a bat or two hanging out somewhere. You may even see them out in the open because they got caught up during the feeding frenzy last night, and eating between 500 and 1,000 insects an hour. I mean. It's kind of like us hitting the buffet.
I know it.
Hitting 90 degrees. We're looking for a crevice. We're ready to loaf.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, we
yeah.
are. Yeah, so we're not far from the bat species or any other species for that matter.
So
Any
we've got
other
a
species.
loafing bat to go look for, and what do we do with the loafing bat, and what do you do if you find one? Because people are finding bats right now.
Oh, it's heavy.
You've mentioned before that right now, and I know we've talked about this before in the podcast, and I know we'll go deeper into it on Cisco MWE as well. So make sure you're checking out Cisco MWE. But bats right now, we talked about last time the amount of people who don't even know that we have bats in Colorado.
Right.
But you were saying you've run into just the other day to one. It's like, this looks like a different species, man.
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
No, and that's going to be a great one to follow us too. We're getting ready to set up some cameras, some live feed. Hopefully, we're going to be live streaming that. This is a nursery colony. And it's a colony that we found that, several other people had been in there, couldn't figure out where they were, what they were doing, and leave it to the Batman.
That's what you become. You do know what to do.
And we found, and I'm not going to lie, every time I see them, man, I get a little,
Some people think they're cute, and I think they're very creepy looking little guys.
Yeah, no.
They are.
I mean, a lot of my old music, heavy metal stuff comes to mind with the bats, and then there was Ozzy. God love him, Ozzy Rock, man. You know what he did with the bat, which was wrong.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, man. I mean, bats are all over the place. As soon as I went into this attic, I mean, the wave hit me. I could smell. I was like, I stopped instantly. My sniffer kicked in, and James has seen this happen where like, just wait. He's onto something. It's like a bloodhound. Wait, he'll show you what it is. And the client's behind me. He goes, "Oh, don't mind that smell." He goes, "We think it's the new insulation they put in." And I turned around and I said, "Yeah, no."
That's not insulation.
That's not it. They got a very distinct smell, man. I mean, listen, if you're defecating all over yourself, hanging upside down, eating and defecating and doing what bats do, and as they come in and out of these crevices, they're saturating their body with each other's juices and
it's like a bat frat house.
Totally.
That's what it is. Do they have little togas on?
Yeah. They had the party. They kicked all the dudes out, and now it's just a maternity colony, a maternity roost. I've heard it called maternity roost. I refer to it as a nesting colony or a roost. It's what it is: a bunch of females and a bunch of pups.
Nursery
there
colony.
Was pups. Nursery colony. They're pups crawling all over inside here, man. I tell you. It does. It kind of raises the hair on the back of your neck, man. I mean, it just...
Does a single bat have a lot of babies?
They can have 1 to 2. Typically, it's just one.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it's kind of fascinating, man. When they're first born, they actually crawl on the mother and they tuck up under the wing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a marsupial type of bat?
Yeah.
Really?
And bats being the only mammal that can fly. I mean, there's lots of data,
The only mammal that can fly?
The only mammal that can fly. And the females, interesting enough, if they decide to move them inside the attic or cave or wherever the juvenile can weigh up to a quarter of the weight of the the female, and literally, now this is a little intense, but this is real. You can look it up. I ain't just going Scott on this. Okay?
Gotcha.
But the juvenile will attach itself to the teat. Are we good to say teeth?
Yeah, you can't. That's yes.
Attaches itself to the teat with its teeth, and the mother will then fly to move that juvenile wherever it wants to. But could you imagine, Brian, a quarter of your weight
Hanging
attaching
from
to
their...
your nipple with teeth and all? And
this
we've got
brings to mind. No,
we've got another clip. We've got another picture too that we need to show folks the teeth that are. I mean, she's got respectable teeth. But something this small, to have that plus, dude, that's intense.
You just brought up an idea for a new business.
Oh, man,
if we could do bat nipple piercings to make it easier for them to carry their young.
Wait, how's that work?
I'm not into the logistics yet. I'm just an idea man.
God,
okay, I come up with the idea. You go from that.
No, don't let me go from that.
No, I'm not letting you. Okay,
that's a switch gears. Okay,
let's go back.
Let's go
back to the
there
only
I was
flying mammal.
In the back. Yes, the only flying mammal.
What about the flying squirrel?
Well, they don't they glide. They're gliders.
So the name is a load of crap.
There again, man. Flying squirrel. No, they're gliders.
Let's put an end to this now.
Squirrel too.
We
There's
are
a
going
glider.
to start a campaign to make the flying squirrel change its name.
It ain't right.
No,
it's
you can't call yourself a
advertisement.
flying squirrel.
That's right.
Rocky the flying squirrel used to hang around with Bullwinkle.
I love
He had a little pilot's hat on and everything.
He did.
What for? He was faking it? He really played it up, didn't he?
Yeah.
Talk about going the extra mile.
Yeah, Walt Disney didn't help us much on understanding. They gave us the love and compassion for wildlife, and I respect that.
I don't remember seeing one bat nipple ring in a Disney movie.
No. I mean, I don't even think Mickey Mouse was into that.
I don't.
And he's the closest relation
Mickey,
to.
there's a dark side.
What'd you
to him.
watch on that?
I don't know what's wrong with
Where'd you find
dude.
it?
No,
Don't tell me where you found it. I don't
you-
want to know. I'm corrupted enough.
Yes, you are.
Lord help me.
All right, back onto the animal front. I discovered a little something in my backyard. All right, we have squirrels, we have birds. My wife's one of those who loves to hang up the feeders, and I don't mean to just put it on her. I love to sit back there and listen to them as well, and watch all the wildlife. And I know it drives you crazy, but I do. I enjoy it. I keep my eyes out. I have 2 dogs who are really good at watching my perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I know. But I had a rabbit in my yard the other day. I have not had a rabbit in my
you
yard.
got good dogs.
Yeah,
Man.
had not had one in ages. I can see them all around. When I stand on my deck, I can see them in neighbors' yards all over the place because it's a prime area for rabbits.
Now, wait a minute.
Can see them across the street.
Wait a minute, man. Are your dogs up to date on their vaccines?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I just need to clarify.
No,
that,
this is great, and that's why I bring this up because I want you to hit some of that. Scott.
Right.
I love my dogs more than anything in the world, and I don't. Okay, aside from my kids, grandkids, all that crap.
Right.
I really love my dogs.
Right.
All right, but I let them out, and I saw this rabbit in the backyard, and I run out going, hey, I'm screaming at it, trying to get it out. I'm hazing it. Exactly. Well, my 2 dogs came out and said, we can do that better than you. And they start chasing this rabbit, and you see this rabbit literally go, oh, crap!
Right.
And watch him running around. I'm going, there are openings everywhere for you to get out. And he can't find one. He's running into the shed, bouncing off.
So he's being a player.
Oh, he's being a player, but
the
dogs are literally scaring the hell out of him. And he finally found his way out. And I said to my wife, he ain't coming back.
All right.
I said, that one done got hazed. He was out.
Right.
He was gone. Well, 2 days later, I'm out in the garden, and laying there, I found the corpse of the rabbit. I don't know if it was the same. I don't know that it was the same rabbit. But he obviously had met a bad demise because part of his side he had like a viewing circle in it, where something had taken a chunk out of him, and he was flat as a sail rabbit. Like I said, the ones you can pick up and just fling him. He had been there for a little while.
Did you give him to the neighbor?
No, I didn't. Now this is what I want to know if I did the right thing, Scott. Now, because a lot of people are going to be encountering rabbits right now. You find a dead rabbit, what do you do? My natural reaction was, I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to get some scoops. I'm going to scoop him up, and I'm going to dump him into a couple of bags, double bag him, and dispose of him that way.
Right.
And I checked it out to make sure that it didn't look like my dogs had gotten to him, because the concern was my dog, because I have heard there are some diseased rabbits in this area.
There are, and scientifically, we haven't heard anything yet on anything spreading to humans or other pets. Now, if anybody watched CNN, I mean, they really went in depth on zoonotics. And we've touched base a couple times on that. This is a zoonotic, and I believe, James, do you remember what it's kind of like a COVID. There's something for rabbits that we've just been brought to our awareness. It was in southern Colorado.
Was the RHDV virus 2 or something?
RHDV virus 2. Now, their concern with this is it's going to do some mass extinction on the rabbit population. It's not very specific in the maps that we've looked at where it came out of Canada, and it kind of did a J, and it's working up this way. And we do actually have 5 confirmed cases of this being found in Larimer County. So again, being aware, and that's what we want to bring. We want to bring awareness to what's going on out there, just so folks are initially to help people take care of the things themselves.
Oh, and that's what we want to be able to do.
Education, man. You got to education, understand, and respect, man. And to educate yourself on that, I mean, you did right. I mean, I would recommend first, if you find it, cover yourself in anything with DEET, off, anything like that, because these little critters are carrying fleas. And fleas, as you know, that was the spread of the tularemia. I mean, again, it keeps going and escalating, but protect yourself with something with DEET. Get sprayed down. And then your next step is rubber gloves. Definitely want to get something on your eyes, just in case the animal's kind of loose and moist. You don't want to splash back.
And the hairs and all that can come flying off and into your face.
Because it's biodegrading.
Right.
And so chunks are going to come off pieces. You want to double bag it and get it in a garbage can, throwing away your gloves, making sure you're washing your hands really well. And just be aware. I mean, this is wildlife. These zoonotics are real, man. They're studying in China. We've heard about the Wuhan. Everybody thought it came from this testing facility. And this testing facility, we still don't know. We don't think it come from there after the research has been done. However, they are studying especially zoonotics in bats.
That's what I keep hearing.
We've got evolving species constantly with these bats. Man, the number they gave, and I can't even throw it out there. The number was astronomical in the different species we have of bats. And they are dealing with the diseases all the time. And we're trying to figure out, because they live in caves. That's a big one for the white nose syndrome that we're watching, because as they're in a cave overnight, during the day, this fungus is forming, and it's just a horrible deal for the bats. I mean, we could go on and on, bro. I mean, it's
and we
definitely
will at Cisco MWE. That's where you'll be able to get all the information.
We'll be able to. But I think just for the generic version, I think what you did with them, man, with that rabbit was exactly what you need to do. And if you're not comfortable doing it, which I respect. I mean, again, we're going to say, if you got a bug problem, don't call me. I can't help you. I don't want nothing to do with bugs. I'm very serious about this. I mean, this is where the whole show takes a turn, and we're going to change things up, and we're going to tell you right now, if you got a problem with bugs, don't call me.
Spider.
There it was. Yes,
okay,
we're out. Okay.
All right.
So, where were we? Yes. So, if you don't feel comfortable with it, give us a call. We'll come address it and take care of it for you. But it's
Should
real.
you be very concerned about your pets? Just make sure your pets are up to date on their vaccines.
Yes,
Wouldn't you say?
vaccinate your pets, man, first and foremost, man. And your kids, if your kids or grandkids or neighbor kids or somebody's kids in your backyard and you don't even know who it is, you need to give them a can of off or something like that. Get coated in DEET. Because these critters, if you see rabbits in your backyard, well, they got fleas, and occasionally a flea falls off and it's looking for another host. So if your kids are out there playing, make sure you coach your kids, protect them, not only from the mosquitoes with Zika that the bats eat, which are important and vital, and that's why we need bats. I mean, just protect yourself. Yourself.
It comes down to, again, keep wildlife wild.
Keep wildlife wild.
And learn, educate, understand
and
respect. That's it. All right. Okay, let's get back to what we were originally going to start this off with. I'm a little pissed off.
Oh, yeah. That's right, man.
I let it go for a while to see if it would dissipate.
No, that was last time. You're tired this time.
No, I was tired. And I talked about that too. Now we're going to get back to the pissed off. No, because I let this go for a while, and I was going to give you some time. Last time, you didn't notice I got a haircut.
I did too.
No, you did not. It took me pointing it out.
But then I noticed.
And then you came up with the lame 1,000-year-old. Well, which one did you get cut? You know, that was it. That was all you could do.
That's all I had.
I know. All right. Well, now
because I still don't know which one you cut.
Scott, I've been here how long now? We've been
What did
together
you do now? What'd I forget?
You didn't even know. I dyed my beard. Where are you?
You did?
You just again. Honey,
should I do that?
I try to improve myself for you on a daily basis. And why do I even try?
Well, you didn't leave the dye
notice.
on the sink so I could even give me a hint of what's going on with your face.
You should just know.
I did.
That's it. That's it.
I didn't know where you were emotionally, whether I should hit that yet or not.
No, I'm comfortable with it. Yes, I dyed my beard.
You dyed your beard.
I did. How's it look?
It looks good,
Thank
man.
you.
Especially with your haircut.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Especially with your haircut.
You're pulling it, baby.
Did you do something different with your hair? Yeah, right. Yeah, that's how. But no, have you ever dyed your beard?
I never
have.
have,
You
man.
thought about it?
No, I didn't know that
Really?
was a thing, man.
I never did. Then I went on a motorcycle trip with a buddy of mine, Kenny. And Kenny, you know, I noticed, dude, I mean, you're my age, but your facial hair is so dark. You know, what's your secret? And he's, well, I dye it. What? I'd never heard of such a thing either. It was new to me. And then his wife says, oh, yes, I make him dye it.
But why?
And it's the same reason my wife does. She tells me to. I would go without, but you should really dye your beard.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Because I would go, because with me, it's usually a combination of, you know, the gray and barbecue sauce.
Oh.
Which I think is a really nice kind of, it's a rusty kind of, you sniffing yours now.
I am,
That's it. Yeah. What do you got in yours?
Well, I had barbecue last night.
Did you? All right.
But I showered this morning.
Normally it's oatmeal and some kind of granola stuff hanging
No,
from
now
there.
you got me curious because my wife's never said that to me. I know she's up. She always scheduled. I mean, there's time frames, man, when she got to go get her hair did.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
But I never scheduled to go get my hair did. Should I get my
You
hair
do it
did?
yourself. You
What do you mean
yourself.
I do it myself? No,
You
that
just
wouldn't
get
end up
yourself
right.
some Menon beard dye for men. And why they have to call it beard dye for men is really interesting to me because if you're a woman and you are going to get beard dye for your beard, the fact of the color of your beard is not the issue. It's that you have one in the first
Yeah, I was
place.
gonna say if you're a woman, if you're a
Well,
woman,
why do they call it beard dye for men? Duh.
that's a good question.
That's, you know,
That's a good.
it's just a thought. Just a
So
thought.
should
But
I
anyway,
should I dye mine?
I think you ought to give it a try. I'm just saying. I don't know how comfortable you are looking as old as you do. But
Oh, now wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. Man,
what is this going to be that day?
I
Is
was
that-
loving your dye and your haircut and how it
Not
all
until I
formed-
mentioned it.
God, you're so irritable.
I know.
So delicate this morning. I'm tired. I'm pissy.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yes, it's like you're married to me. I know.
yeah,
And
this-
let me just tell you,
is this
there's
just-
nothing for you tonight, mister.
No, hey.
I feel a
There you
headache
go.
coming on
Yeah.
like you wouldn't believe.
Me
And my
too.
mother's coming to visit.
Oh, God. Oh, God, man.
I'm sorry.
Why'd you have to go
I'm
all there?
sorry. Back to the
You might
raccoon.
have just took me somewhere that
Name
I
the
was trying to get
raccoon.
away from.
Sorry.
No, you ain't.
I know I'm not.
Yeah, you're not.
All right, let me put in another embarrassing situation that happened to me.
There I was.
Okay.
Started like that.
You're like me, you know a lot of people. I mean, you know a lot of people.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
people, but I try to be good with names, but I struggle. I mean, how many people do you know that it's like, man, I know this person, dude, and you just call him dude. Yeah, I mean, seriously, how many people do you know that you
come on,
should
man.
know their name,
Come on.
but you don't?
Come on. Every year at the farm show, at the stock show, I got folks that come up to me and give me this big old hug.
Yes.
Oh my God, Scott, it's so good to see you. It's been a year, and I'm like, yeah.
Man, how have
God,
you been?
yeah. Oh my gosh, you ain't aged a minute, man. You ain't aged a minute. You still looking good.
It's a terrible situation to be in. And I had one of those where I was with a buddy and I had known him for several years. All right, I'd known him but I didn't know his last name. You know, it was one of those where it's like, it's too late in the relationship to ask.
Oh, see.
You know, how do you go about that? So I said, I tried the old, so how do you spell your last name anyway?
Oh, you good. And
Huh?
it's like, Smith?
No, he said Hill.
Oh, see, that's even
Oh,
worse.
and then I go, 2 L's.
You
Oh,
good.
okay.
I'm
Oh,
going
yeah,
to
you're
use
one of
that.
those.
I'm going to use that, man.
It doesn't work with
See,
Smith and Hill.
I don't,
It doesn't-
I don't think that far ahead, you know. I roll with it.
You just go with dude?
Right, yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that's good to see you.
Well, yeah, or if it's the opposite, it's like, how good do we know each other?
Okay, another social situation. All right, this happens because I've had to attend a lot of banquets, and fundraisers, and those kind of things throughout the year, and I mean, part of the conversation tends to be, does that guy know he has a hairpiece on? Have you ever?
Really?
Have you ever been somewhere where it's just, look, there's some obvious, but that is really obvious.
A dude wearing a hairpiece?
Oh, absolutely.
No, I never
You'll
seen
see it
that
a lot. And I had
How do
a
you
couple of
notice that?
friends who we would go. Bob and Susan, Susan who did the morning show with me when I used to do that for years.
Yeah.
Her and her husband, Dr. Bob, they have this thing when they go out and they spot somebody they suspect could have a hairpiece. They just walk by and say to each other, "Jumpin' Jehoshaphat." And that's their way. That's their little code of saying, "I
Hey,
believe
look.
that guy has a hairpiece. Can you
Get outta here."
check out and let me know what you think?" You know.
You know, Susan, I remember Susan saying that by me at the last show you and me did.
Yeah,
Susan, we got to talk.
that's. But
Ain't
I
no
like
jumping
that.
Jehoshaphat in here.
But we need to come up with a code to help each other when you should know the other guy's name and you don't.
James has got a red button.
Oh, does he?
That's the only control we got going at this point with this.
No. James records everything, and he's the third guy in the process, and he sits back there out of fear every time we're by the microphones
does.
because he has this right now imaginary red button that he hits when things get out of control, and he has worn out the buzzer on his fake imaginary
Yes,
red
he
button
has.
already.
Yes, he
That's
has.
it, and we're
like
sorry.
when I accidentally drop a beep.
Yes, that's it. Or I tell you what a piece of beep you
Yeah,
are.
right,
Yeah,
right,
that's
yeah.
it. That's we just keep them busy.
If you don't understand the editing word, you could have said and all that stuff.
Whoa! Did you just say all that?
I'm not understanding why you guys are bleeping yourselves right
Because
now.
it's funny. We know humor.
Holy hell, man!
Wow, I hope that felt
You
good,
thought
James.
you were irritable.
No kidding.
Guy
We
in
need
the
to
back.
get him on. I thought I was pissy and
My mother's not listening to this, so I'm fine for now.
that's right. Nobody's mom is listening.
Boobs.
That's it.
I couldn't help it. I had to drop it. People.
Well, I know we had our Father's Day special last week, getting that out there for this whole week celebration of fathers. I know rolling in through the weekend, there'll be things going on and all that. So make sure you take care of those things. Something I want to mention that we have just done and are going to make it a habit of doing now and then, Scott. And that is right now, the world... I talk about me being pissed off. It's hard not to be when you
Right.
just feel the tension that's out
Funk,
there right
man.
now.
There's some
I mean, this is the most serious times I've ever lived in my 54 years on this
Right.
planet, without a doubt.
54.
Yeah. Oh, shut up. You're
Then
getting
you
there,
dye that
brother.
beard. Y'all should have seen that shit before. Sorry, man. Sorry. And that
You're coming.
haircut, too,
You're coming.
because he can only cut one at a time. That ain't an old school thing. It's just he can't grow the shit.
Look, you're losing your pepper and
Shut
getting a
up,
lot
man.
of salt
Shut
right
up.
there, brother.
Hey.
I'm telling you right
No,
now.
I dye it like that.
Oh, you dye it like that.
No, I-
Sure.
no, I
Okay.
don't.
But anyway,
What the hell was you talking about?
well, I was trying to get into something deep before you went all off Cisco on me.
no, that was
that's
him, man. He just started beeping like a beep
See,
behind
but I
us.
think this is what's going on. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of pent up stuff from
I
the guy
know.
behind
And
the
why
control
can't it be
board.
simple like your beard and your hair? I understand your little emo self. I love you, man.
Thank
love-
you.
yeah.
You know what else I love, Scott?
Yeah.
I love the red, white, and blue of the American flag.
The red,
Now,
white,
how's
and
that for
blue.
a segue? But I do, and right now everything. every mood, everything. There's anger, there's divisiveness, there's all that, and we're called the United States of America. And as a people, we seem to be waiting for someone to unite us when we need to unite ourselves. It's upon us. No politician, no person is going to have the magic words that are going to go, oh, that's it. Okay, I get it. We can all get along now. That's going to be up to us. And that is what is great about this country, is that we can have differences, we can express them, and then we come together in a better place. A great example of that has happened right here within our little community of the Mike and the Mountain.
Yes, it did.
A couple weeks ago, we had a situation where we went to record, and I was just in a mood, and we all set each other off, you know, in different ways, to where for a couple days, it's like, we all just need a breather.
Was in a funk.
You know, step back. And what happened after that, everyone stepped back and had the most incredible couple days of communication.
Seriously, man.
That would have never happened had there not been that moment of disagreement to begin with.
So we went into reform.
We did, but we went and we listened.
Yes.
We listened to what each other had to say.
Understand and respect.
And we did. And we came out of it with a much greater understanding of each other, a greater respect for each other, and we're in a better position as friends and as a team than we would have been had that difference never arisen. Now, we as a people of the United States, we have these same issues. We have these same feelings of divisiveness, where it can work out if you honestly, open-mindedly sit down and listen to each other.
But don't you agree, just like anything and everything historically, man, people got to let it out, man. I respect that. I may not respect all avenues of this, but again, man, that's for us to educate, respect, and understand what they're going through. And I get it. It's time for reform. It's time for change. You know, some things got to get, and maybe this was the path that we needed to take to get there, man.
And
you know what I mean?
It could be, and I don't want this all to be for naught.
Right.
I hope this has all happened so we can have discussions, so there is an understanding.
Amen.
But what it all comes down to is we're able to do this in the greatest country on the planet. And we can have our issues, we can have our problems, we can do all that, but we can always find a way to come together because we have the freedom to do that and to express ourselves.
Yeah.
And that is why I respect the red, white, and blue and what that American flag stands for, which is why Scott and I just went out yesterday, and we're going to be going out more often, waving the American flag. We're just picking intersections, and we're just standing there. We're not making a statement. We're not holding signs. We're holding the red, white, and blue American flag. Because no matter how you feel about what's going on, you are still an American, and you should be proud to have the rights to feel the way you do.
That's right. It's freedom and change. It's freedom. If you want something to change, you have the freedom under that flag to do whatever you deem fit and possible inside the reality of making a difference in this world, man. I mean, it's got to change. We can't nothing can ever stay the same. I mean, in the wildlife, you know, I can understand that. Now, when I say wildlife, you know, it kind of broadens the spectrum. I want to be clear. The two-legged wildlife, I don't have a clue. I don't get the four-legged. Man, I watch things from year to year. I talked in depth, even the little bit of time that James has been with me, to be able to see these things and evolve and change. And what makes me sick is we just keep growing, man. We just keep building. And I'll go by that cornfield that I've seen for years and years as it turns into a subdivision and streets and houses and think, man, that hurts. But on the other hand, we're going to be in there making money.
That's right.
No, but it's ever changing, man.
It is.
And that's the United States. It's freedom. It's democracy. And we've got to continue to work together to make a difference, to make it right, man, so that everybody's a part of this.
It's what your mantra is in the world of wildlife is what our mantra should be in humankind as well. And that's educate, understand, and respect. And it's what we all need to do. And we're just going out to wave that American flag because I have great respect for the men and women who have fought for that flag to give us the freedoms to express ourselves the way we do. So I'm going to proudly be flying that banner, and we'll let you know at places we're going to be doing that. So if you want to join us, or you want to drive by and give us a honk, join us at a distance, of course, but drive by and give us a honk, we would love to do that. But you're going to be seeing, if you see a couple of long-haired freaks just standing on an overpass
With hair dye.
waving an American flag, one with a dyed beard and a fresh haircut,
Fresh
and the other
haircut,
one
man.
needing to dye his beard and get a haircut.
No, come on, man.
That would be us.
Listen, if we're going to have a comment section, let a brother know. What you think? Do I need to dye it?
Dye the beard.
Shut up.
Dye the beard.
I don't need to dye
That's
it. What do you... Click the box.
Let us
dye
know.
or not
Okay,
dye.
should Scott dye the beard? And if so, what should we name the beard?
And what
Is-
color you
no,
want?
no, name the
Whoa.
raccoon. That was it. All right, that's it.
Sorry, sorry. Reel it back in.
Thank you for joining. In all seriousness, thank you for checking out the Mike in the Mountain. We started this as some fun and as a little dream of ours. And the amount of people who have jumped in and joined us already has been so satisfying, and we are so grateful.
We love you guys for it, man.
Thank you for spending the time to watch us, to listen to us, and we hope that you'll take the time to follow us in our adventures, where we go, and the difference we want to make in this world. We want to do our part to make this a better place to be and a more peaceful place for all of us and all the creatures of this planet. So,
That's right, man.
Hey, thank you for checking out the Mike in the Mountain. Brother, I love you, man.
Love you too. And you
Even
know what,
though
baby?
you don't notice me.
Yeah, you ain't right.
I know.
God bless America. God bless America.
God
man.
bless America.
God bless America.
Amen.
What do you mean dye my damn beard, man?
Dye
What
it.
the hell's
Dye
wrong?
it.
I
You
ain't
got
dyeing
to
my-
know. You look old.
Wait, hold my ass,
Yeah, that's-
man. I don't get that from the people I witness and get involved with every day.
You work with animals. They can't tell you.
Shut up, man. They told me they love this. They love this.